What's going on, everybody? It is a few wonderful days into February 2026. I'm on this hike with Indy here on this wonderful trail in Humboldt. And I was thinking about you guys as I've been cutting a lot of calories out of my diet and losing some unnecessary body fat. I was wondering how everybody else was doing. So I figured I would hop on here and talk about my experience with cutting out a lot of calories and calorie limiting, and how quickly and efficiently you'll lose body fat by doing that. Sure, a lot of you are thinking that, damn, dieting is hard, going to the gym is hard, staying on track is hard. Absolutely, I would have to agree with that. But it is much easier when you see the results, like week by week by week. You know, if you are, this is what I like to do to actually ensure that I'm staying on track and losing the weight that I want. Is I'm gonna stop walking for a second. Indy's trying to get all this stuff off of her paws. Anyways, if you want to, there's a couple ways to think about it. Sorry for the brain fog, but you can look at the scale. You know, you say, I want to lose 25 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever, and you could solely use the scale, right? Or you can look in the mirror and kind of go off of that. But those two factors alone are kind of boring, and one is misleading. The mirror will lie to you sometimes because there's different mirrors and different lighting, and sometimes you'll look good at the gym and sometimes you'll look good at home, or sometimes like you go to a hotel and you're like, damn, this lighting in here is crazy, and then you go home and you're like, doesn't look that great. Like lighting and mirrors, it's kind of like smoke and mirrors, right? The scale is kind of boring, where it's like, all right, yeah, I'm seeing the weight come off, but it's just a number, right? But what I like to do is use, like, you know, all right, this shirt that I used to fit into really well, or this pair of pants I used to fit into when I was 26, this size pants, like you get that size, you buy that size pants, and just try it on every day, especially if you're able to like squeeze into it or throw the shirt on, but it's like not fitting the way exactly you'd want it to. Then use that as a physical representation of something where you're like, I'm going to try this on every 3 days and watch how it changes. That is kind of very neat to me, where you're on a diet, you look at the scale, you see the numbers coming down, you jump into the clothes that you wanted to fit into, and then it all comes together, right? It's like the big picture, because you have to stay motivated and also excited, right? There's nothing exciting about, well, for some people there is, not for me though. There's nothing exciting about watching like numbers on the scale go down, but I have to wait a whole week to see it, right? But when you try on the pants or try on the clothes, it changes like almost every 2 days, day by day. So you'll see the numbers go down, and then you jump into the clothes and it's like, damn, I can actually feel it. I can see it. It's a holistic, big picture thing. Because I'm telling you right now, like eating the same thing every day and trying to dial down and eat less calories, it is hard. It is super hard, and it's boring, super boring. And Indy wants to go. But anyways, it's super hard, super boring to just eat the same thing every day and go to the gym sometimes. Like, you know, it's, you sign up for a marathon, you sign up for a 5K or whatever, and you start working on it. The very first couple of weeks and maybe the first couple of months are like super exciting. But then guess what? It turns into been doing it for months and months and months and months and years and years and years. And then, you know, you got to find ways to excite yourself. So basically for me, it's like, it's all about staying engaged and staying motivated with it. Because I've been working out and losing weight and gaining weight and losing weight for fucking 15 years now or so. And it's tough to stay motivated for the long term. Like, it really is super. I envy the guys or the girls who just started, and they're just like, oh man, I'm just getting on my first time getting in shape. And it's like, you kind of envy that, because it's like, you know, the first time you get money or the first time you start saving money, you're like, woo, you know. But to like someone who's rich, they're like, well, yeah, I've had money, it's old money, and I've been living this way for a while. It gets old, you know, like having abs and a six-pack and being in shape. It's like it sucks to say for someone who doesn't have it, but it's like it does get just monotonous and, you know, kind of the same old thing. Look in the mirror, you see the same thing all the time. And you can even develop, you know, body dysmorphia as someone who is like in shape and think like, damn, I'm not in shape, but you're actually in incredible shape, which is sometimes what people do. But anyways, this whole rant was just to, you know, help you to, if you fell off a little bit, you know, it's all right. You know, it's okay if you're watching this and you kind of fell off after the new year. Fuck it, just get right back up. Get back up, keep going. I know it's boring. It's super boring to eat healthy. It can be fun, but it's also, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is kind of just same old thing all the time. Like maybe different foods, but it's hard. If it was easy, everyone would fucking be doing it and everyone would be in the best shape ever, you know? And the same thing with the workouts. Like you can keep your workouts fun. Just think about it. I see reels all the time where it's like, you know, come on, just get in the gym. Like all you're doing is listening to your favorite music. Sorry, that's what I'm dealing with here. Hey. Keep drinking that water. Anyway, I had to dodge a bunch of mud and potholes and shit back there on the trail, so I figured I would just wait until I got back to the beach area where it's flat to resume the video. But and Indy and I just hiked out to this, see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in on this, but this peak that you can see in the background there, and it was actually kind of sketchy, I ain't gonna lie. Like that shit was I forget what the peak is called, but getting up to the top there was a little Alex Honnold-y, and Indy was kind of like, she's really brave. Like she'll get up there and she has no fear of heights and whatnot. Like we took her up to Strawberry Rock and like she was going rock climbing and whatnot. And anyways, so it was fun, but it's not a dog hike unless you have a little nimble dog. And once you get up on the peak there, up on the top of that little peak, you're just like standing there like Alex Honnold on the top of the building you just climbed. But anyways, so being fit and eating healthy and all that, it definitely comes at a price, right? It's it's not easy. Sometimes it's not fun. People are going out eating. You can eat, you know, you can definitely eat like whatever you want sometimes, but then you have to strictly go back to it and cut yourself off, you know? You go out, me and Logan just did that. We went home and drinking whatever we wanted and eating and whatnot for like 5 days. And then when you come back, it's like, yeah, I want to get back into eating healthy and stuff, but you just got to jump back into that like grind, which sometimes that's fun, but I'm sure, as you guys know, a couple days into it, it starts to suck because you're like, damn, I was just eating whatever I wanted, and now I'm eating broccoli, rice, and chicken all over again so I can get lean. If that's what you want, you know? If that's what you want to get lean. I mean, I'm all about getting like lean, like athletically lean, like getting in like athlete shape, losing weight just for, you know, the purpose of losing a little bit of body fat and stuff. That's really not that difficult. You get one of the, me and Logan use macros first or some kind of app. I'll put it in the link, I guess. It's free. I'm sure there's a lot of free ones, but some of them pay you just to count calories, which I'm just like, I'm not gonna pay for an app to count me calories. It's kind of crazy. But you can scan the barcodes on crap in whatever you eat, and a lot of times it'll pick up anything, really. Like we go to this little Eureka Whole Food place, and there's some weird, you know, local foods, and it'll still pick it up on that app. So as long as it has a barcode and nutritional facts and stuff, it'll definitely pick it up. But People are just eating way too much. That was kind of the point of my main thought when it comes to making this videos. You never know how much you're eating until you start tracking. Like, I went to Cheesecake Factory the other day, and my meal was 2,000 calories in one sitting. Most of the stuff on the regular Cheesecake Factory website or menu, I don't know why I said website, but most of the stuff on the regular Cheesecake Factory entrees menu are like anywhere from 13 to 2,000 calories per meal, per food. I mean, granted, I did have the chicken Parmesan pizza style, which I'm sure a lot of people like it. That thing is good. But I gotta switch hands. Now it is great, but it's also 2,000 calories. It comes at a cost, 2,000 calories. That's your daily American recommended, U.S. government recommended calorie intake. And with that being said, that's a lot of calories in one sitting, especially if you're not training like crazy. If you're just doing like a 30-minute workout a day, that ain't gonna cut it. You can't be eating Cheesecake Factory every weekend, and you're gonna get a piece of cheesecake on top of that. It's probably another 2,000 calories. You go out to eat these days, especially at one of those box restaurants like that, you're cranking down 2,000-3,000 calories in one sitting. I love Mexican food. Like, go to a burrito, get a good California burrito at a Fat Boy, and you're probably talking like 1,500 calories in one sitting. Sometimes I'll train twice a day, and I can't even justify that. So, you got to be thinking about that kind of stuff. Like, how many calories is this one thing that I'm eating? And, how many calories are some people are like, oh, I'm eating nuts. I got almonds for lunch or something. And it's like, dude, almonds, cashews, peanuts, they might be healthy. You might think they're healthy, but a calorie in is a calorie in and a calorie out is a calorie out. Like, I watched a YouTube video of this guy who lost weight just eating junk food, but he just stayed under, he only ate, he ate like 75% of the calories that he burned in a day, but he was eating like Twinkies and pizza and stuff. He just wasn't eating a lot of it, but he was still eating like basically junk food, but he lost weight eating junk food because he was just eating under the calories that he burned. So you could really eat anything you want. You could eat Pop-Tarts, you could eat whatever you want, as long as you don't exceed the amount of calories that you burned in a day. Not a good strategy for like maybe long-term health, but you could certainly lose weight doing any type of calorie in, calorie out stuff. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I'm saying is, like, experiment with it. But again, the main focus of this video is to like see what everyone's doing with their, January 2026 goal of getting in shape and staying healthy. But with that being said, this video is getting kind of long, but stay the course, try different stuff, stay motivated is the number one thing. If you got to do something, exciting to get you going, get you out of the house. Sometimes I'll go on a hike like this where I'm like out of the house, because going to the gym every day is kind of boring sometimes. So make sure that you're in some capacity staying motivated towards it, because how can you can't really justify like doing something every day that you kind of hate and you won't stick with it. So whatever you end up doing, you gotta kind of love it to a certain capacity. So if you're having trouble sticking to the business and sticking to that resolution that you made or whatever the goal you made, then you might have to switch it up. You might have to do something a little different. But use the calorie apps, because I'm telling you right now, it's like budgeting. You can't really like save money until you budget properly and know where your money's going, how much dollars how can you save money? I mean, you could just wing it, and some people do, but it's much easier when you're like, all right, I make this much, I spend this much, this is how much I have to save, this is how much I have for funny money to go out and do whatever I want with. And that's what you got to do with your calories. You got to, if you're only burning like 2,000 a day, then you can realistically only eat like 1,500 a day. And that's kind of the strategy that you have to stick to. And you got to find fun in that. You have to find excitement in only being able to eat 1,500 calories a day. Sometimes you save a little extra and then maybe binge a little bit on the weekends or something. I'm just being real, right? Some people are super good at like just being meticulous about it and going crazy and sticking to it for a long time. But like those of us who like to party sometimes, and you have to like work around it. You still have to have fun in life, and you know, everything isn't about being fit. You know, sometimes like going to a party and just enjoying the festivities with your friends and stuff is life too. So yes, you see a lot of TikToks and reels about people just saying lock in and, you know, don't have any fun, like just stick to the grind. But it's like, you know, what is life if you're not like going to do stuff like this or having fun with people and going to a little bonfire thing right here, not going to like a get together with people and enjoying whatever they're getting into, as long as it's not like heroin or something. But yeah, I mean, you just got to have fun and have fun with your goals. And that's the main thing. And being fit, I'm telling you right now, well worth it. So stick to it. If you fell off after January, get back to it, jump back on. You're not too late. And that's it. The video's getting long, so I'm gonna get out of here. All right, peace out.